the stream should have started. I'm going to check it started first. But, oh, it's raining. That's going to be eventful. Everyone's going to die.
Mildly moist.
So,
Someone.
once I check the stream has started, I can do the intro. Because, okay, so. Let me just check and hear you both. Jack, speak.
Hello.
Just wait the 30-second delay. Okay, right, so welcome back to CTCR Tier 2 Season, I think 5, and it is round 8 for the Belgian Grand Prix, and as you can probably see, it's a tad wet here though. Kofi is slacking on his duties. He's not here today. He's been replaced by the far better commentator that is Jack.
Bonjour.
And that's French, that's not
I'd
allowed.
like to say that the track today is indeed mildly moist. We've not seen a track this mildly moist since
Last
while
week.
ago. Since last week.
The very last race. Which...
Of course, I wasn't here then because I was busy doing nothing.
Yep. So, the first driver on track is Jack LFC, and I need to sort out these settings before Gaffo murders me. Let's see, I think he wants that one on. Probably those. This is probably fine. So, Jack LFC, it is full wet conditions, as you can see here, and he's already invalidated his first lap. Now, there's not many well, we have our first driver who's hit the wall after Jack LFC has just driven into one on a straight. That's new. Well, it's not actually. I've definitely seen that before, but it is probably going to dry out, given we've only got 2 drivers on track. Yeah. Jack, you can just fill in here.
It is Belgium, so, you know. I'm not going to make any comments about the different groups of Europeans. I'll keep it at that.
Why? Do they not like each other?
I don't want to get cancelled.
Right, it's an Irish league. No one probably cares. Probably.
Well, the Belgian, of course, are the fake versions of the French and the Hollandaise put together. Hollandaise? That's a type of sauce, that's a type of person.
Well,
the Dutch.
Now you've offended the Dutch, well done.
You can't offend the Dutch. They're too high for that.
And now you've offended the Dutch again.
They can't get offended from that. They love the reading and the children's.
You're not completely wrong. Right, so we do actually have a car about to start a lap as Jack LFC comes through the bus stop chicane. Around the final corner, he's already almost gone off track, but he now starts his lap, heading up to turn 1 in these rather treacherous conditions here. Will he make the apex? Probably not, I'm guessing. Not bad actually. Quite good lap, well, corner so far, and absolutely no traffic ahead of him, because no one seems to want to be on track right here.
Did you say there's no traffic?
Traffic's a thing in F1, Holly Jack.
I'm making a joke. You sound like you're on the news.
Well,
I'm gonna turn you up a bit because I can't hear you properly. Give me a sec.
Okay, I'll put my mic closer to the mouth because that is probably going to be a problem on screen as well. But Jack LFC, first man through the first sector, unsurprisingly, has gone purple in that first sector.
Oh, and move your mic like slightly away from your mouth because you're like making it squeak.
Is it better now?
That's great. That's great.
Okay, wonderful. So, well, I mean, we know this lap will be the fastest of the session because it's the first of the session and we have a yellow flag at the end of sector 1 for an Alfa Romeo with a spin. That is random kitty captain. Stopped on track. Not sure what's going on here. But he seems to kind of be trying to recover a bit. But for now, we will go back to... Oh, has there been another incident there? No. But Jack goes safe, unsurprisingly.
Oh, I can't even make comment on all the tyres because they're all the same. You know how much I love my tyre talk. This is really, really fun. And I'm not being sarcastic. So, we've got Jack LFC leading with a 159.6, well, 0.7 if you do the rounding. And we have Techno Sizzle in second with a 202.6 with the rounding, and with my Nakal with a 208.1. 0.2.
Very sorry about that, I'm back.
No worries, I was just doing a really eventful summary of who's got what time.
So I think 2 Magnus was serving a qualifying ban, so that's why he's retired. We've not had many laps set while I was gone, but Mr. Arbeng seems to be coming to the end of his potentially.
Arbeng, the championship leader at this point.
And he goes second fastest. That is not a great lap. I'd guess he backed off at that one at some point, because that is still quite a bit off the pace at the moment.
Well, there's time for improvement, of course.
Yep, let's put the gap on. Can we not have interval gap? Okay. Well, the interval gap doesn't exist.
Oh, I can do
fine.
interval gap. You're just going, it's a non-leader faster. Oh, we can't do interval gap. You are right.
Actually, that might be because we're in a quali session. I might be being stupid, but Arbeng is on another lap and he's gone purple through the first sector. So it looks like we have, well, I mean, we're going to have a new fastest lap at some point, surely. I mean, if that first one is the fastest, I'll be very bored, as a new driver, a reserve driver, Nakal 1610, goes second fastest, just a tenth off fastest so far. That's probably quite a good lap. Of course, we can't really tell yet with just 4 laps on the board.
If as long as I hope these laps get a bit quicker, but you see, that
failed badly as Techno Sizzle crosses the line and goes fastest by 1.1 seconds out front. That is not a bad lap from him. Next driver's across the line.
Switched tyres here. Oh no, he's not. He switched back.
So next driver to cross the line will be Top G Andrew Tate, pole sitter from last time out. And will he go on to pole again? Only 4 fastest, not what you'd expect from him. It would seem Arbeng has had a spin in the start of the 3rd sector, so that is his current pole lap attempt over.
Seems owing that Andrew Tate hasn't been able to rev up the Bugatti Veyron as of yet.
Because Andrew Tate isn't technically meant to be here, because Gaffo didn't take the reserve, but I'm going to let him stay until Gaffo says something otherwise, because we only have 12 drivers and we know that he is a good driver. So
let's hope that Greta Thunberg doesn't come in with a pizza box and get rid of him.
That's a new one. So next driver to cross the line will be me and God69. I believe he's a previous pole sitter. I could be completely wrong. I've got no clue, honestly. I don't have my statistics next to me, but he goes 5th fastest. Not a brilliant lap, but quite good. And we, of course, don't know what track conditions are like, because they'll be changing all the time at the moment, as Jackie Gabbana has gone 4th fastest. Not a bad lap from the Aston Martin.
You didn't say his name right. It's Jackie Gabbana.
Yes, that. So next driver to cross the line will be the Mercedes of Pinatita, and he goes. He's starting a lap. He's not going anywhere. So the next driver will be the Ferrari of Nakal 1610, who was pit. So the next driver will be the McLaren Technosizzle, who is pit. So it'll be the Alfa Romeo of Random Kitty Captain. Next up to the line. Where will he go? That was starting a lap, wasn't it? It was.
Where will he go? I'm assuming on the racetrack, Owen.
Thank you for that concise information there. Next driver up the line is not WRL Felix, because he's on an outlap, so it will be Top G Andrew Trait. Nope, he's pitting, so it will be the Red Bull of Jack LFC, who is, I think, on an outlap.
Pitting, let's hope he doesn't stay there as long as Andrew Tate stayed in a Romanian prison.
He was in fact on an outlap. So, let's find someone to watch. The Aston Martin of Orabeng should be the next car. That's not Orabeng. That Aston Martin of Orabeng should be the. He's on an invalid lap. Let's not bother with him. Me and God69 is on a valid lap. Will he be the man to take pole? I have a feeling he's going to peel off into the pits here. He is not. So, will this lap be good enough for pole position? And he goes. He does not improve. So, the Aston Martin of Jackie Banner has gone into the pit lane. Next car to cross the line will not be YT Silky. He is on an outlap. It should be the Mercedes of Pinatuta. So, we'll see what he does. He has been at the top end of the midfield in most races, so should be looking for another good result. He's pit.
Oh, he's
Never mind.
off.
So, next car to cross the line should, assuming he doesn't pit as well, be the Alfa Romeo of Random Kitty Captain.
Bloody hell, they're
previous
pitting like
races,
plague victims.
I think he's had some solid results so far. Will he be able to do well in quali here? Quite good around the last corner. And he comes up the line and goes P8, that is slowest of all so far. And we have a yellow flag. The Mercedes of YT Silky has absolutely binned it at Eau Rouge. Let's try and see that from the POV of Random Kitty Captain. If he gets there in time before he disappears, and Random YT Silky has now unfortunately disappeared, so we don't know how he died. The Williams of Me and God 69 has run out of fuel and is now doing some lawn mowing. So I'm sure he's having a lovely time over there. And let's see.
He cares about the environment.
So,
Top G Andrew Tate's on his outlap there.
the AlphaTauri of WRL Felix has just gone off at the top of Eau Rouge. That was a bit questionable. He looks like he's about to run out of fuel as well.
The Aston Martin of Orabeng is on his outlap there.
So, have we got anyone on a lap at the moment? I think Random Kitty Captain is on a lap.
WRL Felix is currently on a lap. He's sector 2 at 51, 50. We're in the 52nd mark, so I think he might be doing quite well there.
I'll be honest, Jack, I have no idea if sector 2 time. Oh, there's an Alfa Romeo of Random Kitty Captain has had a spin at Pouon. That is, I mean, not unusual. It's impossible in the drive. Randro, former almost champion, has joined to spectate. Lovely stuff. He's been here nearly every race. So, who is on a lap next to come up to the line will be Top G Andrew Tate. He is on an outlap.
Top G Andrew Tate, not this time coming up to the bar in a courtroom, but this time coming up to the finish line.
Mr. Orabeng, I think, is also on an outlap, so we can't tell anything from him. So let's choose who will ride on the car for their lap. Let's go on with Top G Andrew Tate. Why not?
Just to let you know, I will be making sporadic Andrew Tate jokes throughout this race.
Trust me, we had loads last week as well. So, down into turn 1. Very nice apex from Andrew Tate himself. Questionable exit. Very questionable exit. Not ideal there. But, going up for Eau Rouge, will he take it flat? I'm guessing not. Probably impossible. Yeah, but only a lift, no braking there, and that looks very clean actually. This could be a good lap from the man himself. So, will we see a two-time pole sitter of Top G Andrew Tate who was weaving on the straight? Questionable there. But still.
Oh, and Andrew Tate never weaves on the straight. He's very, very straight, just to let you know.
Now, we're going to leave him here because Jackie Cabana is not coming up to the line. Sorry. Techno Sizzle, I think no, he's invalidated. Who is about to come up to the line? It's Jackie Cabana starting a lap. Let's go back on board with Top G Andrew Tate. Because I thought they were about to finish laps. They are not. So, I'm assuming he's probably kept this restless lap quite clean too. So we will see with the Sector 2 time if he goes clean. Purple. That looks very good through there.
Clean, of course, unlike Andrew Tate's criminal record.
Well, we don't know that, and he has not gone purple in the middle sector. So it is not fastest of anyone, but it is Spa. He could be running a low downforce setup. That is highly likely. So, coming up to the line here, will it be a very wide there? And that has invalidated his lap. That well, that's a disappointment right there. But Mr. Orabeng will be the one to cross the line just after him. He also goes wide and does exactly the same thing. So Pinatita next to cross the line after, and he goes wide but does not invalidate. So clearly Pinatita is the better driver of the three. He will be next across the line, but I don't even think this is a hot lap. This is an out lap, I think.
Techno Sizzle is on the
that was an
current
out lap.
leader on the board here.
I think the Ferrari of Nakal 1610 has had a spin there, but he is about to start his final flyer of the session. But next up to the line will be the Aston Martin of Jackie Cabana, who is invalidated, so let's forget that. Next up to the line will be the Williams of Me and God 69, who's had a... I mean, we've rode on board with a horrific exit right there. Not sure what happened to him.
God wasn't looking upon him this time.
That is very true. So, will Jackie Cabana... No, Jackie Cabana had an invalid lap. He will not improve this, but he will get one more lap in this section. So next across the line is Me and God 69. And he looks to be preparing for a hot lap, but not coming to the line. That was a 2:05, and he has gone 7th fastest. I don't know if that... I think that was an improvement there, but still not brilliant. Techno Sizzle though, current provisional pole sitter, next across the line. Will he extend his advantage?
No.
He's starting a lap, so of course he won't. Next across the line though will be WRL Felix, and he's also starting a lap. So next across the line will be Jack LFC, and he looks to also be starting a lap. He is. Never mind. Never mind. So, next across the line will be the man, the myth, the legend, Top G Andrew Tate. Will this time he improve after messing up that last lap? He does, and he goes 2nd fastest, just 2/10 off, but he will not get another lap in this session. So next across the line after him,
as alpha as he says.
Pinatita yet to set a lap in this session that was valid. Will he go on to pole? Will he get a decent grid position? Will he even set a lap? The question is, he goes 6th fastest, not a bad lap from the Mercedes driver. Next driver over the line will be the Ferrari, the new driver of Nakal 1610. We've never seen him here before. It will be interesting to see if he can establish himself at the front. Of course, the championship battle is long gone with Arbeng out in front for a new driver, but he still could get some solid wins. And will he go on to pole here in Spa? He goes 3rd fastest, 7/10 off. Not a bad performance from the new driver. So, Jackie Cabana has had a spin. He will not be improving. Me and God 69 then will be the next driver to cross the line. The Williams driver, who's had some good results in the past, gone quite wide there. Very questionable line. But we will see if the time is gained. Of course, he hasn't had some clean laps earlier in the session. He definitely has more pace than is currently shown. Will he be able to take pole? Will he get a decent position? Comes at the line, and he goes 5th fastest, 1.3 off. Next across the line though is Jackie Cabana. He does not improve, and Orabeng, who is only 9th. That is not what you'd expect from the championship leader. You get the sense, yep, he has invalidated that lap. Next across the line then will be the Alpha Tauri of WRL Felix, and he will go 8th fastest. He does not improve. So, current provisional pole sitter also does not improve. And the Red Bull of Jack LFC goes 3rd fastest ahead of Nikal 1610. Not bad from Jack LFC there. So that is, unless Top G Andrew Tate can do anything about it, your final quali grid. He's just weaved there though, so I get the sense that he can't. So, here in Spa,
Oh, and he's just did a little spin.
You get the sense that the track might have gotten a bit wetter towards the end there, and I think people were unable to improve. So most of those laps were set earlier on in the session. Of course, it's very difficult to tell as commentators because we have absolutely no clue what the track is actually like and how wet it is.
And I am awful at racing anyway.
Well, yeah, for you the gravel trap is the ideal line. So, your pole sitter here is Techno Sizzle. Last time's race winner is on pole here in Spa. Top G Andrew Tate, the pole sitter from last time out, follows him in 2nd place. Jack LFC up in 3rd, and Nikal 1610, a new driver, in 4th. Not a bad performance from him. Me and God 69 is in 5th, followed by Jackie Gabbana, Pinatita, WRL Felix, Orabeng, championship leader, only 9th, and Random Kitty Captain, slowest of drivers who set a time, in 10th. 2 Magnus, who served a quali ban, and YT Silky, who absolutely binned it, are the drivers not starting in the top 10 and not setting a time. So, what do you think, Jack?
Extremely riveting action there from Spa.
And it's not wet on the Sunday. Good stuff.
Oh, brilliant.
So, any predictions?
I think we're going to have a great performance from the top G himself today, and Nikal 1610, who is of course a new driver, has been driving quite well. I also want to see how Orabeng, the current championship leader, is going to do today, as he wasn't as good as I'd have thought in quali there.
Who? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Mr. Orabeng.
Yeah, Orabeng, I think it's unlucky from him. He definitely has more pace than that, but he had quite a few invalid laps, and there is a very good chance that he has a setup on for the dry, not the wet. So we'll probably see a much better performance in the race from him. Of course, the top 2 in the championship are starting 9th and 11th. So the top 2 are 9-11. If that doesn't say something about a massive crash about to come, I don't know what will. But hopefully we have a clean start. Well, so as the formation lap is about to start, hopefully, of course the game does tend to break with these kind of things, but Techno Sizzle on pole for the 2nd time, I think. He might have got it at Spain as well. He definitely got it at Singapore. I remember that one.
And they're away.
Well, for the formation lap, it's not the race, Jack.
I know.
Just checking, because, you know, didn't know about traffic and various other things. But, Techno Sizzle, let's look at tyre strategy. So, Techno Sizzle has gone for the obvious choice of the medium, but Andrew Tate going a bit alternative here, and he's gone for the harder tyres to start on. So we might see him fall away at the start, but you never know. The Red Bull of Jack LFC has gone for the medium, along with Nikal 1610, and me and God 69. Jackie Gabbana and WRL Felix are both on hards, and the rest of the grid has opted for the medium.
Of course, you know how much I love a bit of tyre talk. We see that the mediums today are the majority, with the hards being quite rare.
You don't know what to say, do you?
I was going to make a joke, but it wasn't. It wasn't really F1.
If we had soft tyres on the grid, the joke would work, but we don't, unfortunately.
I was going to make a joke about old men.
Yes, well,
anyway, carry on.
Unless they rename the medium tyres to the semi, I doubt that will work. But let's move back to the race, maybe. So, Techno Sizzle is starting on pole for
Races
the
are also a thing that
second,
old men care about. But,
yep, second
carry
or
on.
third time this season. I don't know if it's 2 or 3, because I can't remember, but either way, he's still proven himself very good in qualifying, and he got his first win this season last time out. Top G Andrew Tate, it's only his second race, and in those 2 races he started first and second, so we can expect quite a bit from him. Of course, he's on the hard tyres, so he will be slower at the start, that's a given, but you never know how well he'll do. Maybe he'll even get a better
He is, of
start.
course, the alpha male.
You're right, I mean, the joke is good, maybe not every 5 seconds, at least.
No, I think it's good for every 5 seconds.
And the Ferrari of YC Silky is really far behind. He's taking his time, just like he did in qualifying. So, Techno Sizzle lines up on pole. Let's try and find a good angle of the start. Seems impossible in this game because the cameras just don't work. Jack LFC has been disqualified from parking his car. This seems like quite a decent angle. So, we will see. The lights are coming on. The race is about to get underway, and it is. Lights out, and they've not moved yet. It's a visual glitch, wait a second.
Lights
And
out,
it's
off
light
we
out,
go.
away we go. So, Techno Sizzle does get a very poor start, and Andrew Tate, despite being on the harder tyres, has got a long side into turn 1. Not bad from him. Someone's gone off in the background there. It is the Aston Martin, we're not sure which one yet, but we will ride on board with Andrew Tate, who has taken the lead here off the start, despite being on the hard tyres. Techno Sizzle down to second place. Jack LFC remains in third, and the Ferrari of Nakal has remained in fourth. Let's turn on the standings now. So, Nakal, though, going for the move down the straight, and Andrew Tate is defending from Techno Sizzle. Techno Sizzle is going to go round the outside here into Olecom. Oh, he's hit him! And Techno Sizzle spun round. Nakal, the Ferrari, and the newcomer is taken with him. Now, Top G remains in the lead after contact there from me and God69, who's had a very good start, and Jack LFC, who is, after all that chaos, still in third, but in the wall. And he will definitely have damage. Jackie Gabbana has had a poor start. He's down to 12th. Mr. Orobeng is already up to 3rd. That is a brilliant start.
Let's not forget, however, that Jackie Gabbana did have a bit of a spin. He was spinning around like nobody's business just a second ago, so, you know, not his fault.
And, Orobeng spun round with contact with the AlphaTauri of WRL Felix. This is a horrible race for Aston Martin. And 2 Magnus Championship second place man is up to 5th, but that is an odd incident there with random kitty captain that seemed like a bit of desync. So Techno Sizzle, the pole sitter, is now down to 6th place.
Orobeng is making some. He's making moves. He might well be reclaiming his places. And of course, as championship leader, we'd be expecting him to at least make up some of this time that he's lost.
So, random kitty captain is back down to 9th after quite a good start. He did get spun round by a bit of desync with Orobeng, and he is still desynced here. I have a feeling the lobby could be a bit broken. But we move. So, the Ferrari of Nakal, after getting involved in an incident that wasn't exactly his fault, is now back up to 4th. Not bad from him. And we've got the AlphaTauri. Someone's had a spin there, I think. It's difficult to tell. I think it might have been random kitty captain. So, already we've got massive gaps throughout the field. I mean, that is the most field spread I've ever seen in a single lap. But Andrew Tate leads the way. I mean, he's on the harder tyres. He has a massive advantage here at the moment. Because if he's faster on those harder tyres, when he gets to the mediums, I don't think anyone could stop him. There is a yellow flag. The Ferrari of YT Silky has had a spin. But, evermore, the newcomer Ferrari of Nakal 1610 is very much putting on the pressure on Pinatita for 3rd place. Of course, in the past, Pinatita has been one of the best defenders in this tier. People just can't get past him. He's very good at it. He knows where to use his ERS, and we've seen a lot of good stuff from him in the past. He's been very strong in all the races so far. Bit of bad luck sometimes, but maybe a podium from him this week. And it seems we already have quite the DRS train here forming. So, we could have a brilliant race, or maybe a more boring one, as Nakal 1610 has a bit of a look into the bus stop chicane, but nothing comes to fruition. Top G Andrew T sets the fastest lap of the race, but Me and God takes it straight off him. And as does quite a few people, including Paul Sitzer, Texo Sizzle, and now Mr. Orabeng. My voice is going, Jack, you can take over.
We can see here how the dry weather has severely improved the driving. We were getting solid 158s to above 2 minutes, but we're dropping all the way down to 148 now. That's a loss of 10 seconds in some cases. And
I'm going to come back here. Nakal's going for the move around the outside, but it doesn't come to fruition at all there. Sorry, you can carry on.
Thank you for the interruption there. So we can see how the dry weather's really improved the driving. So it's turning out to be,
Silky's binned it.
It's turned out to be a little bit more of an exciting start to the race than Quali would have shown.
And we have a safety car, I think. So YT Silky has had an incident at Eau Rouge, the same place he crashed in qualifying. I can't tell if that is a full safety car or a VSC. The game doesn't tend to tell us very much. By the looks of it, it's a virtual safety car. I can't see the safety car on track just yet. But you can carry on with your tyre talk now, Jack.
There was no tyres involved, number one, and number two, I've finished now. I can give you some tyre talk if you want.
Give us your very insightful tyre talk, of which you know very little, but very much at the same time.
We've had a reduction in the amount of hard tyres here today, with our top our leader, Top G Andrew Tate, and Jackie Gabbana being the only two drivers with hard tyres on. But we shall see how long they keep those. Medium tyres are the popular choice for now, but we'll see how that evolves, and I think it's going to be an interesting race.
I would certainly hope so. As the race does get underway again, the virtual safety car has ended, and DRS has been re-enabled, and Nakal 1610 has already got past Pinati, so that must have been a great virtual safety car restart from him. But Pinatita will get the DRS here on the Camel Straight. He will almost certainly get back past, unless Nakal has some serious straight line speed. So Pinatita, will he go for the move here? That's the wrong car, and he has gone straight past. There is absolutely nothing the Ferrari driver can do about that. He can only hope for a mistake, as Techno Sizzle has got past 2 Magnus in the background. The Pulsator, after being spun round, is back up to 5th already. And
I apologise.
You know, you carry on, I need to check penalties.
Orabeng is slowly inching his way back forward. As championship driver, as I keep saying, we would hope he'd make some improvement up from 7th place, but we never know. Each race is its own.
Jack LFC has got past the AlphaTauri of WRL Felix, fighting for the wooden spoon in 10th and 11th. Not bad driving from either of them.
See there, you have stolen the joke from Sander.
What do you mean? That's just a saying.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, that's new to me.
If my 90-year-old nan knows what fighting for the wooden spoon is, it's probably a saying. But
I always fight for the wooden spoon, I'm a cook. Carry on.
It would seem the Ferrari of Nakal 1610 has got past Pinati at some point, and I completely missed it. Very sorry about that. But the Mercedes of Pinatita is now under pressure a bit here from Techno Sizzle. Pulsator looking back to get back up to 4th here. Not able to do it into turn 1 though, as Arbeng sets the fastest lap again. He is a man on a mission here in Spa. So, will Pinatita be able to defend from Techno Sizzle on the Camel Straight? A near impossible task, as Me and God 69 and Nakal 1610 have both picked up a 3-second time penalty, but here comes Techno Sizzle down the Camel Straight. Will Pinatita be able to defend? Will Techno Sizzle even get alongside? No, he won't. That is a surprising lack of straight line speed there. Have we got any other fights in the background? 2 Magnus still ahead of Orabeng. The 2 championship leaders, well, contenders, not leaders. They can't both be the leader. Fighting for 6th and 7th place here. Not what you'd expect from them. And Arabeng with a 3-second penalty as well. But the Ferrari of Nakal 1610 is closing up a bit on me and God 69 here for 2nd place. He's really putting the pressure on. And we could maybe even get a move in the middle sector. Now that would be new. So, Jack, what are your very unprofessional thoughts on this so far?
It's quite exciting. We have some possible fights that could be going on in 5th, 6th.
Oh, and the Ferrari of Nakal has spun round. I think he might have lost a wheel there. Nope, he has definitely lost his front wing though, as he's just gone full throttle back into the wall, and that has ruined what was going as a brilliant race there for him. That'll be quite a bit of disappointment, but he could still easily recover, and he's only in 8th, albeit without a front wing.
We have seen some movement up here with the pole sitter Techno Sizzle moving up back to 4th place, sneaking his way towards the podium there. And we've had Nakal 69 penalty there for corner cutting. Silly.
I have a feeling that might have been an accident because he doesn't have a front wing, of course. Or does he? Somehow it looks like he does. Now he's missing an end plate. So, have we got any... Though we've missed some side-by-side action there, I've just gone completely past it. The AlphaTauri of WRL Felix and Jack LFC are still going hard at it for that wooden spoon. And the Ferrari of Nakal has retired at Eau Rouge. And that is a full course safety car. So the pack is going to get bunched up, and all that advantage that Andrew Tate built up is gone. As it looks like, how has he retired there? Well, that's a new one. But both Ferraris are out. What a shock. I mean, it's Ferrari. They never have great luck, do they? But that is not a great start. Nakal 1610 was doing brilliant in his first race in the league. And now he is retired and out of the points.
He's going to be kicking himself because of that one. It's a real shame. Anyway, up there towards the top, it's getting quite bunched up with the safety car, with the top G himself going steady around that last corner and into the pits.
And Jack, it is your favourite time because here we will have a change of tyres and some tyre talk. Here we go. So
we need it. We need a we need to get a soundboard so we can have a tyre time intro.
I mean, you can handle that if you want, but the leader
I'm too poor
pits
to
for
buy a
mediums.
soundboard.
Are you now? Really?
Let's
wow,
not talk
the man
about
with a
my financial
£1,600
situation.
MacBook is too poor for a soundboard. Wow.
You make me sound like a Tory here.
You do.
Anyway,
sound like
we've had a big increase in the amount of hard tyres there. There's no longer an old man situation here.
It would appear the whole grid has gone hard.
Indeed.
Except for Andrew Tate, who's gone medium. And a few other drivers, most notably the Aston Martin of Jackie Cabana, random kitty captain Jack LFC, who has only got to the pits and is going for the hard tyre, and the AlphaTauri of WRL Felix, who is still going down the pit line, and he has gone hard. So, it is important to note, we only have 10 drivers left, everyone is going to score points.
There's been a collision. Arabeng and 2 Magnus had a collision.
Doesn't look like either of them have got damage. That penalty will get removed. Because that penalty will have been unfair. Arabeng can get that taken off unless he pits again and has to serve that penalty. But, important to note, in this race at the moment, every driver can get to the end if they're on hards. With the mediums, it might be a struggle. I don't know if they can do it.
Well, we'll see, but you know how I love my tyres. I think the hards are going to win out here. Everything's better harder.
Except maybe a trampoline.
You need to keep your trampolines taut.
I mean,
Otherwise, it's like jumping on a muslin cloth.
Jack.
Muslin with an N. You know, the
Oh,
thing you use to wipe up a baby's sick. You
okay.
are a dirty xenophobe, Owen.
No, I'm sorry, but it sounded bad. So, okay. Well, that didn't happen. Anyway, so the safety car
I
won't be in
apologise
this
for
lap.
Owen's ignorance there, everybody.
I don't have
apologise
great
for Owen's
hearing,
ignorance.
and your mic's shit. I can't say that. I'm very sorry to our viewers. We shouldn't be swearing, but your mic
You're not
is
allowed
shit.
to swear on stream.
So the safety car won't be in this lap because the game's a bit slow. But Jack, you can fill this time with some more tyre talk if you want.
Tyre talk. Okay, so we've had a severe, again as I said, reduction in the amount of medium tyres, and we are quite sceptical about how they're going to finish this race with the mediums on, as the majority have gone for the hards. They're a very popular choice at the moment. The mediums, I think, will probably be switched out at some point, but we'll have to see, as Andrew Tate did opt for hards at the start, but he has now switched into the mediums.
I mean, there's a definite. I mean, you'll get the knowledge eventually, I'm sure. So, Jack, it's important to note you have to use 2 different tyres in the race. That is a rule you should probably learn.
Yeah.
It's also important to note that the softer the tyre, the quicker, but also the more it will wear out. That is something you should probably also learn.
I did know that.
Okay. Also, that it's going to be a bit sketchy getting those mediums to the end. 14 laps at Spa is a very long way. I think that's actually about 108 kilometres.
That's a big long way to go.
So these tyres will struggle. But we never know. I mean, we've had a change of position under safety car, but okay. So it would appear that random kitty captain is just a little bit laggy. Let's not watch that.
When is this safety car going to bog off?
Hopefully, it will be in this lap. So, we will get to see. Will Andrew Tate be able to make the end on those mediums? And if he does so, will he do it in any sort of speedy fashion? Will Techno Sizzle be able to get back up to where he started, maybe? From pole? Of course, he's never won from pole before. He has won, he has had poles, never both. And the safety car will be in this lap.
Oh, this is... Why can't you bog off?
It is doing that. It has to get to the pits, Jack.
Good. Why can't they just spin him out and send him on the side?
Burned my land and
No
I
one's
get
gonna
offended.
care.
So, let's turn off the tyre graphic and go on to the penalties. A few people have them, but they will get removed, so we'll just focus on this restart. So, Andrew Tate leads the way from me and God69. Pinatita, will he stay in that lead?
He is, of course, the
we've
alpha
had
male,
overtaking at the back, but Andrew Tate has not gone yet. He's still not gone, and he's finally gone. And Pinatita has got ahead.
Magnus was absolutely steaming up there. Orabeng steaming up to 4th, 3rd, switching with me and God. Orabeng 3rd again. Orabeng 2nd.
Orabeng's had a brilliant restart. That was incredible from the Aston Martin driver.
You can always expect a great show from Aston.
And all that, Techno has somehow stayed in the same place. Oh, and Pinatita's gone. That is a massive crash at the Eau Rouge there. And he has somehow not lost a wheel. Take over for a second, Jack.
Techno Sizzle has also made an increase in place, with him now being in 3rd. And me and God taking the 4th spot, which is a real shame because he was doing quite well before. It's turning out to be an exciting race here, with Andrew Tate still keeping the top spot. Orabeng close behind in 1.8 seconds behind. Me and God has two Magnus has dropped into
The two
sixth
Red
place
Bulls have
there.
just taken each other out.
Oh no!
And
Anyway.
two Magnus, Championship P2 man, is out of the race, and that is
He's
another
DNF.
safety car. Oh, lovely.
Oh.
But the two Red Bulls have just absolutely murdered each other. That is... well, that's not good. So Magnus will score just 1 point in this race. That is not ideal for him, unless of course someone gets disqualified, but I don't see that happening. So, where will the leaders go? Because Andrew Tate is on those medium tyres. Will he pit? No, he does not. The safety car might just save his tyre wear towards the end. He might make it now.
Orabeng is quite close to top G Andrew Tate here. He could be making he could be making a move for the top spot.
Jack, there's a safety car.
I know. I'm saying he's putting himself in a position to get ready. Is what I'm saying. Because you know how he's a demon on those restarts.
I mean, yeah, that last one did prove it. So, we do have some drivers in the pits. Jack LFC has gone for a new front wing and some medium tyres, along with Pinatita. Both of them, of course, will be in the points no matter what, unless they get disqualified, because we have that few drivers this week. No one seems to like Spa. Or everyone is just doing things.
You know what this recent pit means?
Tyre talk.
It means tyre talk, do. Okay,
Right, you can do that for a minute.
We've had two changes in tyres here, with the mediums coming back into fashion. They are going to be more wearing than the hards, but might get them in a bit quicker from those bottom spots compared to the top. The four people using hards who are currently sitting at towards the top of the table.
Can you just continue for a second? I've got to do something.
Well, Lowen, there's only so much as you can say about tyres, but I'll waffle on as hard as I can. This safety car's really peeving me off now, but let's see how it goes. 12 more laps to go here, with Andrew Tate still leading with 0.4 second interval in front of Orabeng.
So, Jack, under a safety car, I hate to break it to you, that interval doesn't really mean too much.
I know, but he's priming himself, you see, he's priming.
I mean, you're not wrong, he is weaving, getting a bit of nice toasty tyre temperature in his car.
We love a bit of toastiness on our tyres. You know how much I love my tyres. I am the Michelin man himself.
Actually, F1 uses Pirellis, so...
I don't care, I'm the Michelin man.
Okay. Well...
Come at me.
Let's see.
I don't care.
Let's have a look in the Discord, see if anyone's a bit annoyed about stuff.
Let's hope no one's complaining about me.
So, Two Magnus has referred to his teammate in a particularly endearing way.
Oh, do share with the group, I wish.
I think it's best I don't say it.
I'll check the Discord now. Oh, I've
So,
been added.
Look at Tier 2 chat.
Tier 2 chat.
Well, it's best I do not, incite the conflict by reading out said thing, but...
Oh! Yeah!
Very
We said it
endearing
many
from
times.
Two Magnus.
Steve Madness and Jackie LFC are really getting along quite well.
I mean...
Who was Jack LFC replaced as teammate? Or has he always been there and I'm mixing him up with someone?
I mean, we've had position changes. I think they've been given back now, but...
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of someone else. Well, it's quite rich from Two Magnus, considering he is indeed disqualified.
So Jack LFC has kindly offered to slap up his teammate. Seems that just like in real life, the Red Bull drivers are not particularly big fans of each other here. It's probably best we no longer read these messages because of certain expletives. But
I don't think they're very certain. There's quite a few of them.
A broad range of expletives.
A plethora, one could say. Safety car is going.
Oh, your favourite time. So, you know what, Jack? Would you like to commentate this restart?
I diddly do. I diddly would.
Okay. Try and keep on top of it. Good luck. I'll try and spectate who you're watching.
Not going to be hard with these hard tyres. Neither what. Oh, this is a family show. I shouldn't say that.
It's very much not a family show. Right, so you can take this one.
Okay, getting ready for the safety car to bye-bye. Coming up to the last turn here. Orabeng close behind Top G Tate, with Sizzle being even closer behind Orabeng. It's getting quite dense here, and the speed is on! The back is really boring. Mr. Orabeng has lost his close gap with Top G Andrew Tate, with Techno Sizzle also lagging behind now. Me and God closely following Techno Sizzle, and WRL Felix behind him. At the bottom of the table we have Pin Tita, who is close behind Jackie Cabana, who, as we know, has dropped a few places in this race. Mr. Orabeng is closely following Top G Tate there, not being able to get alongside him, as we have a bit of lag there. Jack LFC has taken over Jackie Cabana, who has risen through the tables from 8th place up to 5th. We have Techno Sizzle following there, and Orabeng still close behind Andrew Tate. Back to you, Owen.
Yeah, there was some absolute chaos in the midfield there. A lot of drivers going off, random kitty captain hitting into the Red Bull of Jack LFC, I think it was. The AlphaTauri of WL Felix went on the grass. But other than that, the frontrunners seem to be staying rather stable. Not bad so
what
far.
were the thoughts on that commentary there, Owen?
Very good. I mean, you'll get better as it goes, but given you don't even watch real life F1, I'd say you did a brilliant
do watch
job.
real life F1.
You watched one race, it doesn't count.
I've watched 2.
Highlights don't count either.
I'm an Aston Martin fan. And I was checking on it today, wasn't I? Very frequently.
Yep, you checked on the standings when I asked for the practice results.
That is Siri's fault.
Yeah, sure it is. So, here we go. Mr. Orabeng, will he go for the lead here? I mean, he will, of course he will, why wouldn't he? But will he be successful, is the question. So, through the Camel Straight here, and I was going to say here comes Mr. Orabeng, but he seems a bit slow. So, nope, now here comes Mr. Orabeng down the inside, and he gets ahead of Top G Andrew Tate.
No longer the alpha male, it's beta for him.
And Mr. Orabeng, championship leader, leads this round 8 in the 15 race championship. Winning at the halfway mark would probably secure it for him, especially when 2 Magnus is now out of this race after that collision with his teammate.
Top G Tate is probably kicking himself there from his prison cell. Actually, no, I think he's been released now. Techno Sizzle is following close behind Tate there. Oh, not so close anymore. Jackie Cabana in 5th place, moved all the way up from 8th. He's doing had quite a good movement there. And me and God has
Andrew Tate is very close here.
Me and God has dropped all the way into 9th.
Andrew Tate could go for the move here.
Top G Andrew Tate for a driver who's been racing for two races.
Oh, and he's gone for it down the inside, and Techno Sizzle's completely missed his braking point and gone round the outside of them both. Techno Sizzle losing the position there, but
Jack LFC moving up there with Top G Andrew Tate has lost his opportunity there. He's a missed opportunity, but he's moving back into the inside, outside. One of the two. Oh, and he's taking the top spot.
I think I kind of missed that there because I was watching Techno Sizzle and Jack LFC in the background, but I think Orbeng might have lifted off to get the DRS. But will we have... I mean, this is a great battle for the lead here. Orbeng is alongside, and Orbeng is ahead in the background. We've got... Oh, Orbeng's round!
Tate's back, and Sizzle!
Right, so... I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Somehow,
Orbeng has dropped
Andrew Tate is in the
way
lead still. Techno Sizzle is...
Sizzle taking the top spot.
And Jackie Cabana's up to third. Top G Andrew Tate has sent one down the inside though on Techno Sizzle and takes the lead. So
Orbeng must be kicking himself there, all the way from the top spot into sixth, with Andrew Tate reclaiming his top spot and Techno Sizzle close behind him.
it looks like it might have been the fault of Andrew Tate there. It's difficult to say. But alright, Techno Sizzle with some brilliant traction here. And he could be going right... No, he's just been completely forced off. And that could damage...
Third spot. Oh, and it's been superb. And Pintita, who was moved all the way up from the bottom of the table into fourth. And Jackie Gamana closely in front of him. Mr. Orbeng has just taken a spot off Techno Sizzle.
And... Right, that is a massive crash there. Jack LFC and Top G Andrew Tate have both hit the wall and they are both out of this race. And we have another full course safety car, the third of this race. I mean, in real life, both of those drivers would now be deceased.
I think those drivers in the game will also be deceased because they'll be killing themselves. That was quite a sad mistake.
Unfortunately, the leaders have gone past the safety car, which means we're going to have probably an extra lap of it here. Jack, it is time for tyre talk.
Did it do? Okay, so we have lost most of our hard tyre drivers here, with Techno Sizzle being the only to remain. WRL Felix is in the pit, and so is me and God. And let's see how they change or how they stay the same. We have Techno Sizzle, as I said, the only hard tyre driver here, and they have been sustained for quite a while. He has been driving quite well, which, I mean, a good driver might negate that loss in speed due to the tyres. Jackie Gabbana and Pintita, the other two podium people on mediums there. Back to you in the studio.
So, we have 7 drivers left. There is drivers such as... Well, I'm going to have to check this one. But I don't believe Random Kitty Captain has ever finished in the top 7. I could be wrong there. Give me just a second to check that.
Hold on. Owen, we have some breaking tyre news here. WRL Felix has gone onto the softs. The first softs of the game. He's lost the endurance of the hards, and he's now back down into the softs. Back to you in the studio.
I'm just checking the standings, so if you could just say random things for a few seconds, please.
No worries. Techno Sizzle has gone into second while Pintita goes into the pits. Let's see how his tyres change. So is Random Kitty Captain also in the pit. Let's see if we get some tyre change in here. Oh, we've had hards from Pintita there. Not the change I was expecting. I was expecting some more softs at the end of the end of this. Of course, only 6 laps to go till the end now. We've got 3 hards, 3 mediums, and 1 soft there. WRL Felix. Jackie Gabbana is leading in top spot with Techno Sizzle close behind him. at a interval of 0.6, and Petita fairly far behind him at 15.4. Moving closer in now. Back to you.
So, I can't actually see random kitty captain on the standings. Now, I don't know if that's because he's never scored points, or if it's because he has a different name on Discord. But he might have never scored points here, and at the moment he's running in 4th, which is incredible, of 7 drivers, which is less incredible, but still not bad.
Owen, sorry to interrupt, we have some breaking tyre news here. Me and God 69 has changed into the softs with our bottom 2 both being on the soft tyres here. Back to you in the studio.
That could be a risky call here, because those soft tyres could still very well go off to the end. I think the person in the best position here is probably Arabeng in 5th on the fresh mediums. And maybe random kitty captain on the fresh hards, but his tyres won't really come into play until the end, and he will probably get swallowed up by those soft runners initially, assuming those soft runners catch the safety car, which I think they will.
Well, we know Orabeng's dark magic. He may well still be scheming in for that top spot if he tries hard enough.
Yep.
Because of course we are on safety car here, so once that ends as a demon, Orabeng may well decide that he wants the top spot and dethrone Jackie Gabana.
I'm sure he does want the top spot. I can't imagine why he wouldn't. I mean, he's won the most races of any driver this season. He's leading the championship relatively comfortably. That will be more comfortably after this race with 2 Magnus's DNF. So, it's looking quite good for Orabeng here. Of course, that is assuming he doesn't get involved in an incident himself and he's just pit.
Oh, we've had a move up from me and God on those softs.
Yep, that's because Orabeng has entered the pits, I think, for the soft tyre.
Oh! We are still, of course, on safety car here, so...
Oh, Orabeng had gotten a wing damage.
Softs.
Something had damaged Orabeng's front wing. That might have been contact with another car there. That is not great for his race. But
we have got the softs on there.
So
he's leaving the pits here.
It's important to note, Jackie Gabana has 9 seconds of penalties. There is very little he can do here not to finish last with that many penalties and with how many people there is left in this race. But you never know. Maybe we could get his first win since he was the champion of Tier 2 in, I believe, Season 3. Of course, I didn't race in Season 3, so I don't actually know. We've had some position changes here again. I don't know what's going on there.
Orabeng is creeping his way up here, as he always does. He's creeping his way forward towards WRL Felix, who's also on the softs, and I think he is most definitely getting ready for this safety car to get going.
Yep. It will. I mean, if it's not in this lap, the game is probably broken, but I think the safety car should be in this lap. So we will get to see. Of the 7 drivers left, which is the least we have had all season, the least number of starters, and it will be the least number of finishers unless we have some real stinkers in the race to come. But who will be the race winner? There is a very good chance that an Aston Martin wins a race, because they're the only team with 2 cars left. There is a very good chance that Technosis will win this race. Except there isn't, because he's on 10 lap old hards while other drivers are on fresh softs. He is going to have a horrific time. There is a very, very good chance any of the soft runners in this race. Honestly, anyone could win this race. It's impossible to tell. But
it's quite sorry, if I could just comment on the tyre situation. It's quite interesting the way that Jackie Gabana has opted to keep those mediums.
Jackie Gabana has already gone here, and he's got a brilliant restart. He's absolutely caught Technosizzle napping. And he's got 1.4 seconds. That is brilliant.
Orabeng moving up.
Jackie Cabana has done a brilliant job there to get that much time on the restart. He actually has a chance here. Yep, we have the AlphaTauri of WRL Felix gone off in the background, potentially getting pushed off by Orabeng or Me and God. We have no idea because I was spectating the wrong person.
Orabeng is really using that speed and power as he moves forward here. Moving into the side to take fourth from Me and God. Like a speed demon.
So, Orabeng now the lead of the soft runners, and so Me and God has just ghosted inside him. That is questionable.
Well, you know how those softies like to get inside one another.
I'll pretend I did not just hear that. They are still side by side here, but Orabeng has stayed ahead, and WRL Felix is now alongside with Me and God 69 here, going through Puon, and WRL Felix has got ahead. I think Me and God 69 might have understandably backed out of that one because it would have been absolutely deadly for both of them.
I do have a feeling I'm going to get slated in the Discord for some of the comments I've made here.
Trust me, you won't. There's 4 people watching.
Oh, good.
But anyway.
Nice to know we have a great viewership.
I mean, we peaked at about 11, so...
Did we?
Yeah. That was under a safety car, I think, so it was probably most of the drivers. But here comes Mr. Orabeng on those fresh softs. He's got a brilliant chance of winning this race.
Absolute speed demon, and he's taken in the 3rd place there.
So,
and he's eyeing up Techno Sizzle there.
All Orabeng has to do...
Like a pervert in a bar, he is making his way forward.
That is some questionable commentary right there. The AlphaTauri and Mercedes are side by side through turn 1. WRL Felix has got past Benedetto, I think. So, all Orabeng has to do to win this race is, because of penalties, he just has to get past Technosizzle. Assuming he has no more coming his way, which we don't know because we haven't seen every incident perfectly. But it will be interesting to find out. Will Orabeng...
He's absolutely steaming ahead with these softs here.
Yep, not doing bad at all. There is only one car he has to overtake. He has quite a few laps to do it. Will those softs go off by the end, though?
And he is closing that gap there quite efficiently. He's an absolute nightmare around those corners, and I mean nightmare in a good way, because he's what I have in my nightmares.
So the Mercedes.
If I was the driver of Technosizzle, carry on.
The Mercedes of Benedetto and Me and God 69 had some good racing there in the middle sector, with Me and God 69 on the softer tyres compared to Benedetto's hards, getting past. I think Benedetto's on hards. I should check that one. He is. But
he is.
Orabeng is closing up on Technosizzle for what will be essentially the race lead, unless Jackie Cabana pulls an absolute blinder. But Orabeng is going to go past him on the straight there. Absolutely no contention at all. Not much he could do about that, really. Will Technosizzle send one?
I've not seen a smoother overtake since Charles took that top spot in the royal family when Lizzie died. I thought that might be a popular joke because it's an Irish league, so...
It's an Irish league, so... I don't know how many Irish people are actually in it, honestly. We have now dropped to just 2 viewers. This is sad times. They're probably both in this race. Gaffo probably isn't watching. I don't think there's much you can do.
So Orabeng is effectively, he's in the de facto top spot there, but who is it to say that he won't take the real one? He's got 2 laps to do it, and he's an absolute demon.
Yep, I mean, Orabeng has great chances of winning this race on track. I'm sure Jackie Cabana would love to, but Orabeng does have a tyre advantage here.
It is actually... It shows the proficiency of Orabeng as a driver, as he's gone from 1st to 9th, and now back up to 1st, and he just doesn't bat an eyelid. He's straightforward.
Seems you're a bit of a biased commentator, Jack.
No, I'm just pointing out what's going on. It's nothing to do with him being in McLaren, with Aston Martin.
Yep, and I mean, at the moment, it is an Aston Martin 1-2. Not after penalties, But you never know what could happen. Anyone could just pick up another penalty, and suddenly the race would be turned on its head. But Mr. Orbeng is now just 8 tenths behind Jackie Gabbana, now 7 tenths. He will get DRS on this lap, and now it's 6 tenths. Orbeng seems to be rapid in a straight line in this race.
As I
And
keep saying,
Jackie Gabbana has just pulled to the left. That's interesting. And Orbeng is going down the inside into turn 1. The two Aston Martins racing hard here. So, will they go side by side for Eau Rouge? Seems like Orbeng is going to get fully ahead. But Jackie Gabbana will get DRS here, and he might just get back past Mr. Orbeng, as the Alfa Romeo random kitty captain has had an incident in the first sector. But our eyes are on Jackie Gabbana and Mr. Orbeng, the two teammates. We've seen teammates collide in this race, but Orbeng stays ahead. Will Techno Sizzle, though, be able to get past?
To Magnus there, wasn't too pleased with his teammate before. Hopefully they can smooth their differences out. Red Bull has, of course, been effectively disqualified from this race, as both of their drivers are now it's quite sad to see that Top G Andrew Tate has dropped. It had gone because he was superb in the first half of the race.
I must say there was some dirty driving from him. It was kind of deserved, but
as a dirty driver myself, I appreciate the sometimes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe, but he did also force Techno Sizzle off the track completely.
That's true, and you know how much I like Techno Sizzle's name.
Yep, he is, in fact, your favourite named person in the world.
In the world?
And we do, somehow, of the 7 drivers here, have quite a close fight for the top spot as we go onto the last lap of this race.
It's an exciting one here.
So, Orbeng leads the way going on to the last lap. Will Jackie Gabbana be able to challenge him? Seems unlikely, not impossible. But we will find out. And Techno Sizzle, of course, could still win this if he got ahead of Orbeng because of the way the penalties are working out here. It's difficult to say whether he will or not. But Jackie Gabbana is using all of his ERS on the Camel Straight here. He has DRS, but he is very far back, and it seems his eyes are not ahead, but instead behind him on the McLaren of Techno Sizzle.
Just like you. What?
I'll pretend you didn't say that, but Jackie Gabbana stayed ahead to potentially make this an Aston Martin 1-2 on track, assuming no one dies. Of course, after penalties, Jackie Gabbana will probably drop down to 5th, maybe even 6th here. It's difficult to tell.
It is a real shame, because he has driven quite well this race.
Yeah, he's driving very well. He's keeping with Orbeng, absolutely. But it does seem like, unless Orbeng absolutely bins it, he is going to win this race. The championship leader, he won for the first time at no, I don't know. Let me get this up. He won at the first time in Saudi Arabia. He won the week after in Singapore. He's been on the podium every single race since, with a win in Austria. He didn't win last time out, but he's surely going to return to the top step of the podium here in Spa. He goes round the final corner of the bus stop chicane. Mr. Orbeng comes to the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix on track. Jackie Gabbana crosses the line in second, but he will be demoted down into at least 4th, but potentially 5th.
Just as a side note,
and he is down to 5th.
Telling me that I missed my favourite track, Austria?
You did, in fact, miss your favourite track, Austria.
Going to go off here later and weep.
And Random Kitty Captain is doing some donuts for our race winner, Mr. Orbeng. And now he extends his lead in the championship quite a bit, but Techno Sizzle does seem to be emerging as a bit of a contender here. Does finish on the podium too. But Orbeng will now... Techno Sizzle will be second in the championship after these results, assuming they stand. And Orbeng will lead by about 50 points, maybe a bit more. but that was a brilliant race from him. You can't really
It was.
fault him. 9th on the grid, quite up and down, but he is, in the end, the only man in the 46s with the fastest lap. Of course, penalties were a key factor in that race. Techno Sizzle, pole sitter or race winner, but still, he has never done both in one weekend. And he finishes second. Yep, Jack, sorry.
I bring news from the Tier 2 chat, where Magnus has indeed widened his spectrum of slurs. It's really quite interesting.
Right, so the final race rundown is Mr. Arbeng wins it again for the 4th time, or potentially 5th time this season, not completely sure. Techno Sizzle comes home in 2nd place, not a bad recovery from him after he was spun around on lap 1. WRL Felix in 3rd for AlphaTauri, great result for him, and the Mercedes of Pinatita in 4th, followed by Jackie Gabbana in 5th, who finished 2nd on track but demoted to 5th with an additional 6-second penalty over a lot of other drivers. Me and God 69 in 6th, and Random Kitty Captain rounds off the finishers in 7th place. Then you have the non-finishers of Jack LFC, Andrew Tate himself, to Magnus, who was involved in a collision with his teammate, and I didn't see who the other two were. One of them was Silky. I'm sorry, but I can't remember who the other was. This has been CTCR Tier 2 Round 8, the Belgian Grand Prix. Your winner is Mr. Arbeng. And we will see you next week at... I should have had this prepared. Italy. Monza will be chaos. We will see you then. Goodbye.
Goodbye.